Welcome back, and welcome to your dear comms, I suppose. I'm Chrysanthemoof, and I'm joined here by...
I am Dragon_Nyx. Y'all call me Nyx.
The underscore is important. Make sure you
The
say
underscore is important, absolutely.
But yeah, so today we have a treat for y'all. This is a beautiful combination of some of the best meme runs, in my opinion. This is ACNKGPZ, which is a combination of all charm notches, NKG%, and GPZ%. It's gonna be great. We have a three-way race for you today, which was, if you're like looking at the schedule and you're like, what is this? It's because, you know, why not? But yeah, so we've got Quado, Zonk, and Ice. Zonk is going to be running a different route than Quado and Ice. It's gonna be great. If you like flukes, if you don't like flukes, there's something for all of y'all here because of the different routes.
Absolutely. And this is a wonderful thing to be seeing because these categories have been the joke of ACNKGPZ has been a joke for a while, but this is the first year that we've actually seen it routed and run. So very interesting thing to include in HK6 year.
Absolutely. So just some requirements out of the way, I suppose. There are 11 total charm notches in the game. You start with 3. And in order to get all of the charm notches, you need to collect 25 charms. And then in order to fight NKG, you need to get all the flames, complete that quest, whatnot. And for GPZ, you gotta complete the Zote quest, save Bretta, etc. And you also need wings, which is super fun and flirty, because ACN and NKG by themselves don't need wings.
Right, and even fighting GPC himself doesn't require wings by any means. It is just that the basement to Bretta's house does not open, allowing you to access the fight unless you have wings. So it's hard-coded into the game, so we must get the wings today.
Alright, so we're just doing our little KP here, but this KP is going to be slightly different because we're picking up Fury as our first charm for both routes, and we're also going to be collecting early Geo since we want to open Crossroads stack, so we need 50 Geo by the time we get to Crossroads.
Yeah, one of the nice unique things about ACN KGPZ and just traditional ACN is that we get to pick up so many charms because we have a 25 charm requirement to get that last Salubra notch. So it's a lot of fun to see what the runners will be able to do with those. For instance, getting Fury, we'll get to see some other charms featured in the routes and slightly different ones between our runners. So it's exciting to see that.
So this little rock that they're hitting here is like kind of RNG for how much Geo falls into the spike and how much Geo doesn't fall into the spike, but they all seem to be fairly even on Geo, which means I think Zonk will just have to have a little bit more collection in Aspid Arena.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Usually I know that they want to have more than like 11 from that rock. I know that Quado was doing runs the other day and said that if you got 11 Geo at that rock, he would be a little frustrated. So
yeah,
good to see all 3 runners above 11 Geo there.
Apparently I'm a little quiet. I'll just scream louder, you know.
Oh, perfect.
But yeah, we're just hopping through Dirtmouth because it is a slow zone. Heading down, we get to collect the Well Rock, which for some reason takes 3 hits, whereas other rocks take 5, I think, in this area, which is fun.
I did not know that fun fact, so I'm so happy that you do.
Everyone run all Geo rocks. Maybe we'll get it at HK7Y as a showcase run.
A very interesting modded run, and there's not very many of those, so.
Scream louder. Okay, I think my voice, I only have one, was raised. Looks like Quado's good on Geo, and...
Yep, Quado has 50. Let's see the others. We got a couple double spikes. Let's see if Ice will get a double spike. Oh, and Zonk is down 1 Geo.
Oh, Zonk will just have to get more Geo. Ice missed double spike. He kind of like, or sorry, Ice, they kind of ran into the spike a bit, so missed that, but that's alright.
We've all been there.
Yeah, so true.
when you do crossroads so many times as a speedrunner, you're bound to make a mistake, you know, every once in a while in these rooms.
Over
But here
on...
we'll,
You go.
here we'll see here we'll see Quado buying the stag, benching, and equipping Fury. He's gonna do that so that we can dispatch of False Knight quicker, right? We do get False Knight in this category.
We do, yeah. Because we enter city with the city.
Yes. one of the few categories where we get to gatekeep, as the kids say.
So true. Everyone runs GTG.
You know, another combination speedrun that was theorized was the mythical ACNKGPZ.
So
Which
yeah.
which would also include Gaslight Gatekeep Girl Boss, a speedrun that you have to light the Grim Lantern, go through the city gate, and then talk to Emilicia in that order. And it would be possible to do that, but these runners are not talking to Emilicia today unless they make a major routing change that they did not inform us of, so...
So unfortunate. But yeah, you see Quado and Zonk here going for Fury False Knight. It looks like Ice has decided to decline Fury False Knight, which is absolutely acceptable. It's a little bit scary, but if you hit the cycles, it's not too bad. It's like 8 hits to stagger, and Quado and Zonk got out of it pretty cleanly.
Looks like Ice either didn't set up Fury or forgot, or is taking a marathon safety. Oh, there's the Fury. Yeah. It's a little scary, but not too difficult, and makes the fight go significantly faster.
There is our City Crest and Geo. Oh yes, and because we have to get so many charms and charm notches, you'll be seeing the runners get a lot of Geo. You don't typically need that much Geo in like NKG or GPZ, or I guess other runs, but since ACN you have to do so much shopping, you gotta get Geo.
This absolutely is the shopping spree of speedruns. Gotta get a lot of charms from all of the shops.
Interesting choice from Ice here. A lot of runners will heal after killing False Knight so that you don't have to bench later. I don't know what their plan is here. Maybe they'll bench before going through Mound.
And talking to the,
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you pick up VS, it refills your soul, but it doesn't refill your health. And there they bench. Okay.
Nice. We love that. Apparently they did forget. So, but yeah, we're just going through Mound here, a little tutorial area for our VS. And we will be picking up our second charm here. Very exciting. It's not a meme run unless you pick up Soul Catcher.
Absolutely. I'm convinced picking up Soul Catcher is always the right decision. I understand it's probably not optimal in a lot of cases, however, leave me to it. It's a good charm.
Alright, so Quado got a 4th spit. I think that was a first from Zonk.
Alright, here we see Quado overcharming with Soul Catcher as he heads into Green Path. Potentially, I don't know what his plans are for marathon safety, but potentially going to fight Hornet while overcharmed with Fury to make that fight faster. But otherwise, there's other parts of the run where the runners will be almost forced to be overcharmed, so it's a good practice to overcharm early anyway. It's not like it's wasting time getting that UI to go through.
Yeah, though, yeah, Green Path is pretty scary when you're overcharmed. You see Zonk opted to not overcharm and just use Soul Catcher, which is acceptable, and it looks like Ice is choosing to... Oh, I'm just kidding. Ice did the overcharm to save time later, but isn't overcharming Green Path, so all acceptable and different decisions. We love that.
Three different minds.
Yeah. All the runners are doing the same category, but the top 2 screens, Quado and Ice, are doing a different route than Zonk on the bottom. And of course, Zonk missed the first fireball skip because it's, well, the 0th fireball skip, that's fine. We don't typically get to do that one in the latest patch.
No. And that's the other thing, all of our runners are on latest patch, so you won't see things like in-air inventory drops, you won't see wall cling storage, or if you do, it's purely accidental. You won't see any of those 1-2-2-1 only strategies employed.
And just as like a side note, we did kind of say that this race wasn't originally supposed to be a three-way race. Ice doesn't have power and hasn't had power the last couple days and is like, I think at a friend's house streaming this here for us. And Zonk agreed to race like about 8 hours ago. So shout outs to them for just hopping in, making the best of their situations, and giving us a show.
Yes, exactly. Zonk was actually originally supposed to commentate this run, had a couple tech issues. But we're really happy to be able to see them as a runner in this, and especially because they're able to showcase a slightly different route, so.
Yeah, I support having a non-fluke route in America.
Me too.
Looks like
Though
Ice missed... Oh, sorry.
No, you can go.
Looks like Ice missed this fireball skip here, but that is a-okay because we have our good friend Eric the Squid. I think his name is Eric.
His name is in fact Eric.
Amazing, and he'll help us up that ledge. I think Quado goes for this really scary quick kill. Yeah, it's so scary.
Quado, you scare me. Quado, of course, is a seasoned Hollow Knight speedrunner and has so much confidence that I don't.
Yeah, typically for BFK you do like 3 nail cancels, but clearly he wants to preserve his soul and also give us a heart attack, so...
Yeah, he wants to scare me specifically, I'm sure.
So we are unlocking Green Path Stag because we need to get some Grimkin later, and also this is going to be our access to cliffs. And then Quado's heading over to Hornet, and our other runners are heading over to the Stag.
Hornet on Quado's end should be a fairly fast fight with that Fury as long as he doesn't take a death. She doesn't have very much health, she doesn't have very much health, and her staggers remain the same as if you don't have Fury, and there she goes. So
that was very quick.
Very quick. That is so fast. Oh, it's so scary, but it's so fast.
So Quado now has the dash ability. We love dashing. And Zonk is in their own little Hornet fight here. And Ice will be opening Green Path.
Yep, fight gonna take a little bit longer on Zonk's end because, like we said before, she's not, doesn't have Fury, but dispatches Hornet nonetheless and quickly anyway. So, able to pick up dash and move on as we get to see Ice enter the fight.
Quado is making his way over to Fungal Wastes. I think this is where we'll start to see a little bit more route differences here, and it's not really route per se, it's just the order of like getting the Charm Notch here, whether you want to go like take Leg Eater bench or take Bretta bench here, or just like, you know, like those decisions are all different. I'm not sure exactly which choices the runners are doing. So Quado's taking Leg Eater bench, and I think he'll do Shurima Olgor's Notch after Claw.
I believe that is what Quado does, yes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that is what is originally in Ice's route. I know that Quado said that he made a couple reroutes, and I think moving Shroomels later is one of them.
Yeah, and I think Zonk is going to do Shroomels now, but take Bretta bench later, which is what ACN route does. Actually, GPZ route takes Leg Eater bench, which is also cool. Love that.
Oh, that's cool. I know that NKG% gets Shroomels before any of this, but we also don't, we don't have to get into City, we don't have to save Bretta, we don't have to get Dash Master, any of that in NKG%, so.
Sure, yeah.
You just need the Charm Notch.
Quado did his little 2 fireball variant of Epoko, which is really fun. I don't know what versions of Epoko the other runners do.
Well, we'll get to see, and that'll be very exciting. And clean Mantis Pogo from Quado, gonna make his way up to Claw and access not all of the movement in this category. I was about to say all of the movement, but we get wings, so don't listen to me.
Yes.
And Ice getting that Leg Eater bench as well.
Yep. I think like all the route notes for these categories are always like, don't save and quit, because so many categories save and quit right after Claw. But nope, we gotta go grab a charm, Dash Master, which we love. We love Dash Master. And we also have to save Brutta for the GPZ quest. Oops,
Zonk missing. Yeah. Oh, gonna collect more soul to get that. Soul collection in this room with the bouncy mushrooms is always annoying.
Yeah.
Especially with the sporks flying around. Will Quado get gamer drop?
Nice.
And of course he does.
Zonk has made it over to Mantis Pogo. Does a nice clean double pogo. That's what I like doing, just because like missing it takes so much time, and like doing the extra pogo, yeah.
It's so comfy. Like, I stink at Mantis Pogo, but I'll agree that the double pogo is very comfy.
Alright, so Quado I think is going to be getting his Charm Notch now, and then Zonk is moving over to Bretta and the Charm Notch, and Ice is making their way over to Claw.
Let's see Ice's E-Pogo. Like, 3 Fireball Comfy Pogo, makes it in cleanly first try.
But yeah, so for anyone who's just joining the stream, this is just a nice friendly little race, 3-way race between these runners. They are running slightly different routes, so it'll be a fun little showcase. Let's see Zonk's gamer drop, perhaps?
Oh, Zonk gets... Let's see. This is always... I'm always so impressed by gamer drop. I have tried to get it... Oh, not going for gamer drop, but that is okay.
A respectable decision. That drop,
yeah,
like...
still did that very fast.
Yeah.
Like, that is the fastest non-gamer drop I can think of, so...
I agree. Quado is making his way over to City now, using our City Crest that we picked up from Pulse Knight. I
always love watching the movement through that spike gauntlet by like very talented speedrunners, because it is so satisfying and almost infuriating if you think back to your casual playthrough, going, oh, that was so hard, and they just do it with so much ease, and they skip half of the gauntlet.
Yeah.
And ooh, will Ice get gamer drop?
Nice.
Oh, they do.
Looking good. Did Zonk take Bretta bench?
I don't remember if Zonk took. I don't remember.
oh, I mean, it's all good. Zonk's making his way over to City now, and then
yeah.
So Quado is going to be selling to Lem here. Gotta open that lever because we sell to Lem. I think in Quado's route he sells to Lem 2 other times besides just this, because like I said, we gotta do a lot of shopping. And then we'll go through the beloved DLC rooms to make his way over to San Diego.
Yeah, the reason we call them DLC rooms is because on 1221, this regular speed patch of this game, you're able to skip them with a lever skip, but we can't do that on latest patch. So instead we have to go through these rooms, and it's a joke that they were added in DLC because you can just skip them otherwise.
So I think at this point, all of the runners have the same amount of charms and charm notches. So Quado is about a minute ahead of Zonk and Ice. Thank you, Celery, for the time comparisons.
It's gonna get difficult to get time comparisons once Quado and Ice go into waterways, but...
I kind of love Raptor Seal, but unlike all the different ways to pick it up, it's great. Yeah, so we get dive here since I think it's just like there's like a nice little charm, or yeah, we pick up a charm here, and then are there dive block charms that we get?
In typical ACN, like what Zonk is doing, you want to get Soul Eater. That's one of the dive locked ones. I think there's a couple other dive locked ones that I just am failing to remember because it's been forever since I've seen ACN. In Quado and Ice's case, they're going to get it for flukes. So
True, yeah. I think they also do get Eater, but
I believe they do. I do remember seeing Eater in one of their runs recently.
I love it. Nice work. Now we have the worst room of Sanctum.
Yes. Will he get through? Oh, one hit on the way out, but
yeah, nice. And then he'll come up here to grab Twister.
Will he do a damage chamber early? No, he didn't. Okay. Sometimes the I can't remember. Are they follies or mistakes? I think they're follies. The one that fly.
Yeah. Sometimes follies fly. I think.
Okay. Some of the follies sometimes have a chance of like going through and like giving you early control whether you want it or not as you're picking up Spell Twister.
Yeah. So answering shot. Quado and Ice get Soul Eater and Flukes. Zonk gets Soul Eater. None of the runners get Elegy.
I can't even remember if Elegy is one of the charms you need for ACN NSC. I think it is. Or unless Grandfather counts as a shot. Yeah.
Oh, no, oh yeah, so we're talking about all charm notches, no shop charms.
No shop charms, yeah.
In which you can't do any shopping, so sad. And I just think so, because aren't there like only 25 non-shop charms, or like maybe 26?
I know that they don't get, the full, like, Void Heart. I know that they don't get, what's the... You know, the blue one, lifeblood core or heart,
yeah.
whatever the hard one to get is. It has been a while since I played Hollow Knight
core, so. I think. I'm not sure.
That sounds right.
Nice little Soul Master for Quado, just trying to get all the doubles you can. You don't have Shaman, but you do have a Soul Catcher. I think optimally, you would obviously do Fury Soul Master, but that's like so scary. So like
it is.
Let's please
scary.
not see that.
It is scary. It's very fast, but it is scary. For a marathon, I'm happy to not see Fury popped on any of these runners. Not gonna lie, for their sake, and also my heart rate.
So true. Ice got through that room in Sanctum pretty cleanly, and is making their way over to Soul Master. Zonk's in the Soul Master fight. Get all the doubles you can. Oh, not saving Grub, so sorry.
I know, I was just about to comment on that. Ignores King Soul and Elegy. Okay, thank you, King Sam. Educating me. Oh, that was a very satisfying fireball into a stagger from Zonk.
Yeah, staggers are one of the best ways to get a double. However, since they don't have Shaman and the fireball reach is like really short, sometimes Soul Master will like out of the stagger teleport to somewhere that's too far for you to get the double, which is very sad. But if you have Shade Soul,
yeah, different story. It's very nice to see both Zonk and Ice in the same fight. Kind of get some side to side action from the two of them, side by side, I guess. Say hi to Zote. We had to save him. He is part of this run, so he exists on that bridge that Quado just dash mastered right by.
We'll see him a couple more times. But yeah, so Quado here is going to be picking up a simple key because he is going to be having to go to Waterways to pick up everyone's most disputed charm, Fluke Nest? Yeah, okay.
Fluke Nest.
Wow, I literally can't even remember what the name is. That's hilarious. Ice will also be picking up the simple key, but Zonk will not because Zonk's route does not go to Waterways.
And honestly, for Zonk's sake, that's probably a good thing. I hate getting that key so much.
Yeah, that key is a bully.
It is very easy. I think it's largely joked that it is the easiest early control to get in the game because those Ravas that are flying around by that key are very likely to hit you while you're in the animation to pick up the key. So I always, if I can avoid picking up that key, I like avoiding it. But it's manageable once you know how to kind of get around those Ravas.
Mm-hmm. Quado did a nice little fun thing at the stag that we call Fire Bell, and I think he did it with Wiggles too, not sure.
He probably did.
It's just a nice little optimization so you don't have to wait for the stag animation to like arrive in the stag. Very fancy.
Yeah. It's cool that Wiggles was discovered as one of the ways you can avoid or make the tolls go faster, because the other way that you do that is by nodding the head of the knight. Like if the knight looks up or down, I think maybe just down. I don't know. If the knight looks down at a bell, it will also cause the bell to go. Oh, we're getting a Pog Axe. Oh, clean,
Nice.
clean Pog Axe from Quadapine.
None of the runners saved the grub, and I'm very sad about it. But also, I suppose it makes
It is optimal. It is sadly optimal, Chris.
so sad. Some bad RNG on that laser. I think it's RNG where like the laser is just still there when you're like crossing an NP.
It's either RNG or Quado's going too fast. I am never sure.
Zonk gets so much nicer of a Rava room since she doesn't have to pick up the simple key. Just gotta go up to grab storerooms. Ice will be picking up that key. Quado here just picked up storerooms key since we will be getting Shade Soul. It's going to be the only upgraded spell that we get in this run. I believe the like normal ACN route and normal NKG route just get Shade Soul, like have Shade Soul as well, but GPZ doesn't get any upgraded spells, so.
Yeah, GPZ definitely doesn't. ACN and NKG both do.
Quado doing Wiggles because he missed the inventory drop. Ice picks up their simple key, nice and sort of clean as you can, honestly. And then we'll be on the stag. Oh, Zonk, you need to go to the dive entrance. There we go.
I have done that. I have done that one too many times. I walk into that room and it's dark and I go, oh, I'm not supposed to be here.
So Quado sadly did overplat because unfortunately when you have Dash Master it's optimal. It's so sad. If you don't have Dash Master, please go on the platform because it's swaggy and cool and faster. However, we have Dash Master. It's so sad. Quado picked up his C-Dash and will be quitting out to, I think, go to Grossmother. And then our other runners are in Peaks to go get their C-Dash.
I get so enamored sometimes with watching all of the movement that I forget to speak.
Peaks is so nice, like, to watch. It's one of the most movement-heavy areas.
Yes, it's very satisfying to learn. It's all very cycle-based, and it's a lot of fun. Is Quado gonna do the C-Dash cleanup for Gruz? Yes.
Yep.
Nice. Very fun thing is that if you have C-Dash, you get to do a C-Dash cleanup that could potentially get all of the Gruzzers. It didn't for Quado, but it's very swaggy and cool to kill all those Gruzzers with you know, a movement ability instead of with a spell. No Pogax from Ice, but that is okay.
That's what I would do.
We can reject Pogax. I accept it. Or I accept
Does Zonk
rejecting.
need that lever? I think so. Zonk will hit this lever here because they don't quit out in Zonk's route. They go get deep focus. Yeah.
That's, I know ACN gets deep. Normal ACN gets deep focus.
Yeah. There's
2 different routes to ACN, or like modern routes to ACN. There's been many routes of ACN over time, but oh, Ice, no!
Oh no!
Oh gosh.
Luckily, the bench is at Crossroads, so it shouldn't be too bad of a trek back, but that definitely sucks. Getting a death on that idol pickup. I think that's idol. Yeah, corner for idol.
Ice demonstrating for us that it's always a good thing to do more C-Peak movement.
So true. We gotta watch it again.
We gotta watch it again. Oh, you go.
I was just gonna say Zonk is not quitting out here and will be making her way over to Deep Focus. to pick up a charm. So this is like the biggest route difference that we've seen so far, I think, on the charm pickups, since Quado and Ice will not be picking up deep focus at all.
Yes. And like the copy pasta says, deep focus cycles were not supposed to be given names. There's multiple ways to make it through the deep focus room quickly so that you're avoiding these lasers. And they have names. I do not know the names of just about any of them. I know they have names though.
We love that. Quado has picked up his Dream Nail, which we'll need for NKG and GPZ, and also just Resting Grounds access in general. Does a nice clean seer skip. That belt that Zonk's on actually is faster when you have Dash Master to just like dash
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is one of like those really niche movement facts that someone timed once upon a time, and it's just whether or not you trust them.
I'll listen to it because honestly, Dash Master is so much more fun than C
Oh,
Dash.
Zonk, please don't. I fear
Nice,
that
yeah.
I will now.
Yeah, and so I think Zonk is going to be going over to the Dirt Myth elevator, which I believe actually like is not needed, because we are going to get wings. So like you
it
can
wouldn't
just
be
wings up
needed.
there.
It wouldn't be needed. We are gonna have to come back here for the Grimkin Flame. But it's probably, if you're already up here, it's probably faster than wingsing. I don't know. I didn't time this route, so
Yeah, neither did I. Quado is going to be picking up Boulder Shell and Cliffs, and then we'll be lighting the lantern, getting some relics as well, and Ice is going to be picking up Dash.
Ice doing a clean
Hey, we still get under flat. Okay, we love that.
Nice. Ice actually got a very clean damageless cycle as well, which it's always fun to shout out. Damageless cycle is very blessed because it looks like it's not going to work, and it works. And the swaggy Geo Rock Pogo from Quado. I love this movement in Cliffs a lot.
Geo Rock Pogo is so essential. Zonk may not be getting wings before going back to the Peaks elevator, so that elevator lever might be needed. And also, I can't complain about more crumbs, you know?
And this is where Quado gaslights all of us. If it splits, he quits. He gets right out of there to avoid getting that cutscene.
Oh my gosh, I almost forgot that there's a C-Dash there on the way to Gruz Mother. There's not a lot of categories where you go to Gruz Mother with C-Dash.
I think this is, like, this and ACN are, like, some of the only ones that do that. I can't think of another one, because it's also strange to not have to, like, not have wings here and not have to shade skip. Ooh, Ice getting a clean dive on that. Clean up.
That was beautiful. Oh,
But
and Ice remembering to save Sly before going to Sally.
Smart. But this is one of the only categories where you come here and you go through Blue Lake like this, but you don't have to shade skip. You just C-dash.
Very, very nice. So Quado will be picking up Iki so that we can get Shade Soul later, and then he'll finally be grabbing the child, my favorite.
I don't think it's Quado's favorite. Sometimes child can be a little bit of a deficit to your team. He takes up charm notches and will shoot little fireballs at just about everything around him once he's had a higher level, and it can be annoying sometimes when you don't want a boss to be out of a stagger, or if you don't want enemies aggroed on you. But we have to babysit nonetheless. Grim says so.
I like the child. The child is cute, so you don't let the child leave.
I will say I like Child enough that I named him Steven.
Oh.
I was speedrunning in front of some IRL friends. I was speedrunning NKG%, and one of them noticed I was struggling with it and said, "Well, why don't you name the child Steven?" And then as soon as I changed all of my splits that include Grimchild to say Steven, I PB'd. So shoutouts to that friend. Grimchild is Steven now in my heart.
So you heard it here first. The Steven strat.
The Steven strat. If you name Grimchild Steven, you will get sub-hour NKG%. Another thing we didn't note on that we see Ice doing now is that we get to actually go through Dream Class with C-Dash, which allows us to skip just a good portion of it. Very nice, like, just QOL to have. And that Seer skip makes Seer skip very, very, very easy then.
So Kodo just picked up one of the dive locked charms, Soul Eater, and will be making his way over to King Station, I think? Yeah, King Station.
Looks like
this is another route difference. Quado and Ice are going to be getting Kings. I don't think Zonk ever will buy Kings, but will go buy it, potentially. I think, like, Kings can be a safety bench.
Maybe.
Oh, did not forget that the bench was needed. That's funny. So Zonk will be climbing up to cliffs to grab Boulder Shell and also light the lantern.
It's time for Zonk to gaslight us.
True.
All of our runners get to gaslight us once this speedrun, so... But sadly, they don't get to girl boss us. We do not see Emilicia.
So sad.
So sad.
So Quado and Ice's route should be similar from here on out. Zonk's is going to be quite different if you're trying to do time comparisons or anything like that, which we very strongly appreciate but are not necessary. And Quado is going to be fighting good old Norman for Shade Soul.
Something to note that we just saw Zonk do, and now we get to see Ice do, is because the runners have Shaman Stone, they want to have Full Soul here, so that 3 Shaman VS... Oh, we tried for a dive and missed it. 3 Shaman VSs are enough to kill that Balder, so you kind of remove RNG from the equation if you have Full Soul going into that room. I am not sure how many dives it takes to kill a Balder. I never kill Balders outside of Rando where they only have 5 HP.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, 1 dive? Which is definitely not true, but yeah.
It's definitely not. I'm not sure how many. I don't even know offhand how much damage dive does because the different components of it have different damage outputs.
Yeah, Dreammill is definitely nice for boulders, but I think just having some well-placed soul collection there and then 3 VS is the most
Will we
efficient.
see the... No,
Geopogo.
No Geopogo. It's okay. I can't do Geopogo, so I know it's swaggy. I appreciate the swag, but I can't do it myself, so...
So the gas is lit from Zonk's side, and I will have the gas lit soon. That was a very difficult sentence to formulate. I'm sorry.
If it splits, we quit.
Alright, so Quado is going to be selling to Lem here since we passed by him anyway, and then we'll be going to Waterways, which is probably my least favorite area in the game because it sounds terrible.
Nice thing for us is that the restream on our end doesn't have sound, so we don't have to hear it.
I saw Zonk going back and forth in Dirtmouth. I'm not sure if it's because she forgot to buy E-Key or not, so hopefully the E-Key and the Grimchild are obtained in this Dirtmouth trip here. Wink wink, nudge nudge.
Oh, and here we have Quado going deep into the bowels of the city sewers, avoiding all of these flukes, which honestly is kind of a... Like, it's very impressive at how well you can kind of get away with damaging. Ooh, a nice, like, inventory damage cancel there.
Ooh, yeah.
If on... Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, I will say that as much as I don't like Loop Norm, the quick kill when you have, like, this charm loadout in Shade Soul is so nice. I say this charm loadout because I don't remember if he equipped it.
I am
really
not sure what charms he has on. And here, Icefire is about to, do his part in babysitting Steven.
Good old Steven.
Good old Steven. I'm calling child stupid for the rest of the run. I'm so sorry to everyone who cares about canon. I also care about canon, I promise, but I think that the funny speedrunning names are amazing.
True. And so now here's our big little detour. Especially if you compare this route to just ACN or just NKG, like we alluded to earlier, or like I said earlier, you need to have wings to just even get into the GPZ fight. So we just have to make this nice little detour to Basin to grab our wing.
Yeah, this is where it's like closer to GPZ%, but GPZ% doesn't have C dash for going into Basin. So traditionally, GPZ% does a shade skip to get wings without having C dash. You can also do it with a slope ball. I am not sure that anyone to this day has run GPZ% with the slope ball.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I know none of the top runners for GPZ% has, because I think they all just had like a little bit of an understanding not to run it with slope ball, and I don't know if anyone's run it in the past God, like 8 months, however long it's been since slope ball's been discovered. It was discovered in May, I'm pretty sure, so. How clean, I was just about to comment on clean Maulers. Cursing Quado there.
I think Zonk is deciding. Yeah, I think Zonk will. Okay, I think we're gonna get our 145 next.
Are we gonna get the 145?
Oh wait, no. Okay, maybe not. Okay, Zonk's trying to get Lem into the shop. Okay, I'm not sure. It's all fine.
Quado failing a couple times on that trans dash to get up to Broken Vessel. You hate to see it. We do like any time our trans dashes go in our favor, because it proves that we are an ally.
And to start off the fight, you saw Quado doing some C dashes there. Apparently the fight starts faster when like those little, or like it starts after the little bubble, I don't know what they're called, like disappear.
Light
seeds, yeah. And so you'll see runners just like cleaning the light seeds up to make the fight start a little bit faster. And Broken Vessel's dead, so bye.
They're called light seeds, but I call them little orange fellows. So you know, whatever floats your boat.
Fun fact: Zonk's route doesn't work. Mildly concerned, but I believe in you.
Zonk, I believe in you. We're going to get to watch Zonk like go on an adventure.
I know what they're talking about. It's because you have to go to Basin here, and I think because the fountain is still locked from right side, you can't get over it without, I think, a really cursed slope ball or wings.
Wait.
So you have to go to Basin from the right side of the city. Side.
Okay, that makes sense.
Something like that, I think, potentially. Again, shoutouts to Zonk for agreeing to race this about 8 hours ago, having maybe 1 or 2 ACNKG runs under his belt, so we really appreciate it.
So nice to see. I love seeing all of the runners be able to take out Norman very cleanly. It makes my NKG% heart just a little happy. One of the older routes of NKG%, and actually I do think it's still optimal on the most recent route. I just don't think World Record does it. Is to do Norman, which is that Soul Warrior Overcharm, which stinks so much more than you would think. Soul Warriors are not that hard to kill, but when you're overcharmed and there's follies going everywhere, it's a little bit difficult. Can you get GPZ in P5? If you let Soap die in PP.
No.
This is not a speedrun.com category, and that would be an excellent question for if it ever does become a speedrun.com category.
But So Quado just did some nice green path cleanup, getting the Grimkin Flame, getting a Thorns of Agony, and also some money. And then this part of the run for Quado is mostly just collecting flames so that we can fight Grim and progress on that quest line.
Yeah, so far we've been in the ACN part of ACNKGPZ, and now we're kind of in the NKG part of ACNKGPZ. Though I guess it's kind of, there's a lot of overlap between ACN and NKG, because both have to fight at least regular Grim, so... And Ice going into the bowels of the city, about to face what a horrendous foe. Oh, first try face in Yelp. Let's go.
Love that. Oh yeah, and so here, this is where Quado, what we were saying, like for this elevator, Zonk opened that lever, but with wings, you don't need the lever open.
Yeah,
but yeah,
you can just skip up there.
Yeah. Come here with the Cheeks Grimkin. Also, I do really like this routing, because every single Grimkin fight is with Shade Soul, which is really nice.
Yes.
I think both ACN and NKG, you fight one or two of them with just VS, and that's...
Yes, I know NKG does for sure. I am not sure. Oh no! Oh please.
Oh yeah. See, this is why I hate waterways.
Oh, waterway. Oh.
Huh?
Oh gosh.
Oh, that's so.
That's
sad.
unfortunate.
Waterways is the worst.
Waterways, like everyone diss waterways in chat. It's the worst area of the game.
I think. Okay, so Ice is going through left side to get back to waterways. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Quado, having upgraded Grimchild, is now, excuse me, having upgraded Steven, heading to get the level 2 Grimkin. This one in King's Pass is relatively nice because there's good soul collection along the way. He's overcharmed. I don't know which charms he has on, but it wouldn't surprise me if one of them is a soul collection charm or a spell twister. It's very hard for me to keep track of what charms each runner has on. They get so many.
Zonk's doing the little storerooms, Grimkin here. Oh yeah, the other like great thing about Shade Soul is that it does go through walls and like platforms and stuff. VS doesn't, which is another reason why having Shade Soul for these fights is so nice.
Yeah, the Grimkin have the ability to just teleport into the wall, and having VS for those Grimkin and they're in the wall, you're straight out of luck. You either have to hit them with your nail or wait for them to teleport, and both things lose time. So, Shade Soul for Grimkin is so very nice. It's also why you won't see runners getting any kind of nail upgrades in routes like this, or in runs that include a lot of Grimkin. Ooh, are you gonna get your Shade?
Shade spawns there.
I did not know that either. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Shade Souling the Shade is a good idea. But the Grimkin increase in HP dramatically each nail upgrade, and along with nail upgrades, like generally speaking, being kind of slow. God, Ice having a little race with that fluke.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It is nice that you can like hit these guys and they give you soul, but don't damage you. It's just like soul totems.
They're just nice. I think they respawn on room re-entry too. Just makes it very easy soul collection. Taking things a little slower for the sake of safety, which is always a good thing in a marathon setting.
And Ice showing off a very nice fluke marmpill with tons of nail cancels, but then it's getting bullied by people. Oh, I guess early control. Oh, okay, it's fine.
It's fine, we save quit out before we lose our Shade again.
But yeah, so in case you are just popping in here, since we do fight GPZ in this run, we do need to grab wings. I don't think that we, like, any of the runners actually, like, so there's, like, a Grimkin Flame that's wings locked, and stuff like that, but we don't actually use any of those in these routes. Like, wings is solely for GPZ, and I kind of love that.
Yeah, I mean, it helps with the movement in Hive. We will get Hive Flame, and Hive is intended to be an area where you have wings, but as we see in normal NKG%, normal, I think, no, I would just be NKG%, and like Hive Blood, you do not need wings to get into Hive by any means. So it just makes the movement a little bit easier to some people. I like wingless Hive movement, but I'm like apparently one of 2 people that think that, so.
Alright, so it looks like Quado is up on the grim fight here.
Yes.
This is a Fluke's grim fight, so essentially the goal of this fight is to throw as many flukes in as possible and ideally to not get a stagger. However, with the current loadout of charms that we have here, I don't.
Yeah, there's the stagger.
Yeah, it's Grim staggers on the 14th hit, and Flukes doesn't count towards the stagger, which is another reason why Flukes Grim is so fast. But because we don't have the same soul collection charms like we would in like a normal just ACN run, we can't actually like, stagger skip. But it's about 12 and a half Flukes to kill, and yeah, some nail hits. So, yep, pretty quick grim fight. Love that.
Oh, that was a very swaggy way to avoid damage on that Maulurk by Ice. They did a dive to avoid taking damage to a Maulurk and like lost a little bit of soul in the process, but very easy to farm it back up with these other Maulurks. So, I'm taking notes.
Taking notes on all these runners. They're all doing
absolutely. Ice about to do Basin Yum. Oh. Will we?
Second try,
perfect.
nice.
Second try, perfect. Trans rights, everybody. No one had to go around. Everyone get your favorite trans emote in chat.
Alright, so I think Quado's gonna be going down to Fog Canyon, which Zonk did earlier. After buying Compass, GG. Fog Canyon is another one of those places which having wings makes it a lot easier. There's a nice little C-dash acid skip that you do in order to get the Fog Canyon charm notch. However, when you have wings, you don't need to do that C-dash skip. Zonk did it earlier, and you'll see Quado coming up on that. So makes it a little bit nicer because you do have wings.
Yeah, Zonk. You said Zonk already went to Fog Canyon. I must have missed it. It's so much to keep track of with like 3 talented runners on screen.
I think
also
Zonk
nice.
will be fighting Grim now, and of course Zonk doesn't have flukes, so this will be a Shade Soul Grim fight. Oh, just kidding. I'm ahead of myself.
Oh, that was just a Grim Child upgrade. It's okay. It's foreshadowing for later.
We'll fight Grim soon. Just gotta get like 2 more flames. 3 more flames.
3 more flames. Alright, little acid skip with wings there. I'm also loving all of the down dashes into transitions with Dash Master.
We love Dash Master.
Very fun charm.
So this is that little skip I was just talking about. When you have wings, you can just
that is so much easier.
Ledge. Yeah, so nice.
That's so much easier than the C-dash one. Okay, I get it.
So Ice will be getting Storerooms Grimkin here. Zonk will be doing some cleanup, going to Resting Grounds and Edge for the Grimkins there. And
the one thing I know in this game is where Grimkin are.
True. I think this is Deep Nest time, right? Yeah,
probably.
Deep Nest time.
Well, Quado is too speedy for me to keep track of. Or is buying Leg Eater charms for more charm notches. And here we see Ice doing that.
Oh
skip
yeah,
again.
The wings skip up to peek over here.
And on the bottom screen we were mentioning earlier, like this is one of the reasons why the runners get dive. Zonk in, even if they're not getting flukes, Zonk is in Crypts. This allows her to get Soul Eater.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know my charms? Maybe. And I think it also allows for just some geo collection. There's a geo chest here. Probably helps for routing. Yeah, relic routing purposes.
Easier access to get to city from here, which I think is where Zonk's going now.
Yes.
Very nice. yeah, Quado is indeed going over to Deep Nest. We'll pick up Spore Shroom on the way. Shoutouts to Spore Shroom any percent. And yeah.
Does the Flute Sprout get? Yeah, they get Spore Shroom.
Yeah, it's like right here. I think
Yeah, it's an easy
have
charm to
imagine. Yeah, I think that this is one of the reasons why they don't get fungal core Grimkin, Nightmare Grimkin, because like
yeah, that makes
you can
sense.
just go to Deep Nest and get like 2 charms. You have to get Zoe anyway, and then
Right.
Brumflame is right there. I mean, you would get that regardless, but yeah, and like since you, oh, I love that dive. Okay, sorry.
Oh, Zonk had a very satisfying double on that Grimkin.
Oh, nice. Yeah, when Grimkin die in 2 Shade Souls, it's so nice to get the double.
I love doubling Grimkin. I have bad luck with it, but I love when it happens.
Yeah, that was like, I think Ice had a little bit of bullying from this Grimkin here, but will now be Grom and Thorn.
Quado doing a inventory knockback cancel through these Garpede rooms here. With Dashmaster, I don't think you actually need to, but you might. It's helpful nonetheless. Lets you just essentially get ahead of the cycle and get through those rooms really quickly. But like, of course, someone can correct me and let me know if you can skip the cycle without Dashmaster. I don't know. I don't know what you need.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure. But Quado is climbing up to go grab Tram Pass and also save our dear friend Zoe, who may or may not deserve to be saved, but if you consider the GPZ fight, I think Zoe deserves to be saved. It's beautiful. We love this.
Still need 2 tanks. Thanks, Vex.
Yeah. And I think this means that Zonk is going to be coming up on her Grim fight here. And what I was going to say before, Zonk doesn't have flutes, so this will be a nice Shade Soul Grim fight. The goal here is just to get as many doubles as you can. There are a couple attacks you can get doubles on, like the Bats attack, Balloon, but Balloon isn't too consistent. Oh my god, trying to do the bait attack, I love that.
Yeah, I think a lot of the Grim attacks are pure RNG as to whether you get the double or not. It's fairly easy to do on Bats, but even that you can miss seemingly for no reason, so...
Yep, getting for the Shade Souls there to get those doubles. I love, like, Grim fight. Yeah, that's another double opportunity.
That was a swaggy double. That good. Double in particular is one that is technically possible on NKG as well, but so dangerous. It is, like, I've heard some people say that it is worth. I know Quado doesn't think that it's worth, and I think he has NKG % world record right now. But if that tells you anything about how dangerous that double is, but very nice to see it executed well in the Grim fight.
We are overcharmed here, something to note, but the charm that we get from Grim will allow us to be unovercharmed. This is the 3rd balloon for Zonk, I believe.
I believe so.
Just be slightly careful. We're almost dead. Okay,
there we go. Perfect.
And now we can breathe, except Quado is heading over into Dark Deep Nest, so... Because we get dive, we don't need lantern, so we just go through Deep Nest in the dark. Very fun.
Yeah, he's going for both the Brumflame and later for Weaver's Song, right? Yeah,
Weaver's Song is now. We're in the big room, and with wings, so it's not bad. So yeah, Quado will be heading over to Weaver's Song right now. Fight the little devout there. And
yeah,
then...
it's not too bad, but you can still get screwed over fairly easily. If you take any damage from a hazard in a dark room, it'll put you at the beginning of the room instead of at the regular hazard respawn. So if you do mess up, it loses a bunch of time.
Yeah, and I think because you're coming from Weaver Song, there's like 2 devout's in your way, which is, yep, there's the second one. So annoying. Please go away. Okay, thank you.
It's so hard to see, but you can see the damage ticking down on the hub.
Yeah, Quado decided to just go on top. But now we're in the last Dark Deep Nest room, so we're pretty home free.
I think something of note, and I'm not sure, I don't know if I should say this because I'm not sure if this is happening or not, but Quado is a little bit ahead of our other runners, but there was a little bit of discussion before this run started that over whether Quado will continue doing levels of GPZ after the other, after he is done with the run itself, allowing the other two runners to kind of catch up, since GPZ has multiple rematches of varying degrees of difficulty. So we'll see if we get to see that later or not.
Shoutouts to last year's HK 5-year meme celebration, where Lake and Quack raced GPZ. However,
yes.
Quack needed to do 2 levels of GPZ for Lake's 1, and I believe Lake won that race. So
yes,
Lake
did. I was very entertaining to watch last year. It's kind of nice how our HK, however many years celebrations, like run into each other. We get to see how the same bosses are treated different ways in different speedruns, because GPZ% is significantly different than just destroying GPZ with flukes like we will see from Quado and Ice later.
Oh! I didn't realize Ice had flukes on for the Grimkin kills. That, I mean, it's also 2 flukes, but yeah, I mean,
that
cool.
I would personally think that would be kind of hard because they float around, but if they find it easier, then go for that. Good for them. It probably saves time with menuing too.
Oh, I see. I think something. Ice forgot to get the Resting Grounds Grimkin. Went to Grim, realized that they couldn't upgrade Steven. So had to go back for that. I know
okay.
Ice said something about routing, and I was like, I don't remember exactly what.
Don't mind my routing.
Yeah.
Also, shoutouts to Ice and Zonk for both making appearances in chat. Run. What are you doing typing?
And now we do get a flukeful Grim fight from Ice, trying to deposit lots of flukes in.
Deposit's a good word for it, because it certainly makes a sound that it doesn't sound like a deposit. It's more of just a slurp.
I'm not sure without, ooh, spooky. Oh, I don't know if that was intentional.
I don't think that was intentional.
Yeah.
I think that might have been a heal. Or a just misclick.
Yeah. We do have Dreamnail for this fight, so it is possible, like, on the Spikes attack to, like, get a Dreamnail in so that you can get Soul without increasing the stagger count. It might be a little bit difficult to get that Dreamnail in without Dream Builder. I'm not quite sure how that works, but it is something that I've seen runners who have Dream Builder in it go for.
But shoutouts to all of the runners doing the bait for Grim. It works for both Grim and GPZ. If you dash into what would be the uppercut attack that goes into a Pillar of Flames, if you dash into that attack, as opposed to dashing away from it, Grim will skitter backwards and do the bats instead, which is like much better from a speedrunning perspective because you can do a lot more damage that way. It is so scary with NKG to do that.
Zonk taking a death in Dark Deepness. Sorry for
interrupting. No! Sorry, I was so focused on the Grim fight.
Oh, good, yeah. I think it was the big room that Zonk died in.
Oh no. Yeah. Will they be able to get their shade back is a big question.
Oh, I don't know where. Hopefully.
I don't know where it spawns in the dark.
Yeah.
You would think that, like, from a game design perspective, they would put the shade somewhere very accessible from the beginning of the room if you die in the dark, but I
don't think it got that far.
I don't know.
They did think, like, okay, if you dunk when it's dark, you'll appear at the transition, but, like, if you die when it's dark, your shade's just floating, you know? Who knows?
Ice bowing at the end of the Grim fight because they have class.
True.
And now Steven is becoming Stefan. He's growing up so fast.
I'm assuming Zonk can hear her shade, which is what she's looking for.
Probably.
Yeah, I think it might be on the middle level. I think this is where Zonk died earlier, so the shade's probably on around this level.
Gosh, that is so scary, stumbling around in the dark without your shade. You need that for Soul, you need that for Geo. I'm not sure if Zonk's route had them carrying a lot of Geo at this point, or if they just bought a lot of charms and they don't have a lot of Geo.
I think it's mostly in the money
The
is
soul.
mostly in the relics right now, so it should be
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
Yeah, something to note on Quado's screen, which I completely missed. So Quado's in KE right now, and he went the lower route. There's normally a nice little acid skip, which in ACN called ACN skip. However, it's like a little bit faster, but for some reason, if you go through that room that way, you get the Hornet cutscene. But then if you go lower route, you don't get the Hornet cutscene. So Quado has opted to skip the acid skip, carry his overcharmed health into Kalos, and not get the Hornet cutscene, which I think is the correct decision.
No,
nice.
Another
Not
thing.
shade.
Oh, good. Another thing that we saw Quado kind of breeze past is there's a very, very annoying Great Hopper that guards an idol. I believe the certain members of the community have named that Great Hopper Adam, and Adam is a jerk, and he slowed Quado down, but luckily Quado didn't take any damage to him, meaning that he's able to get into Kalos here with full soul, full health, and get to eviscerate Kalo 1.
Yeah, so Kalos here is mostly just getting as much soul as you can. Most of these enemies die in 1 or 2 shade souls. And so since it spans the screen, you just want to try to kill all the enemies in like a line, just like Quado did right there. So very, very nice.
One of the places where flukes is pretty much never beneficial. You really want that damage to go across the entire screen. All Great Hoppers are assholes, but that one in particular, because it's next to Spikes, he's a big asshole.
Oh, Zonk has decided to quit out, which I respect.
Always respect quit outs.
Yeah, especially at 1 HP in a dark room. I was trying to figure out where he did quit out from. I think it was still the big room, so this shouldn't be too much of a time loss, and definitely way less of a time loss if Zonk did get out there.
Right. Living is, in fact, faster than dying, in most cases, except when you're setting up shade skips or need to death warp out, which is a very rare situation in Hollow Knight, but some other speed games not so much.
Ice will be getting their fragile charms, and then we'll be descending on into Deepness.
I know Ice said that they did do a good amount of Dark Deepness practice, which is good because I know one thing that I stink at, and it is dark rooms. They terrify me. So mad shoutouts to these runners for doing some pretty difficult dark rooms.
I was just gonna say that, Zonk, you do have dive, so you could dive the spider, but that is okay.
Did they have soul?
Yeah, but also saving
okay.
soul to heal is a thing, but then it's always one of those, like, you gotta balance, like, soul versus soul.
Is it worth it to do damage? Is it worth it to have the iframes? Is it worth it to make sure you have masks?
Quado finishing up Kalos with the Brezmothers, but wait, there's more.
There is a surprise boss. Behold, Zote the Mighty.
Hi Zo. So conveniently, Kalo 1 not only has a charm notch for us, but also is a required part of the Zote quest. So we just get to, you know, knock Zote around a little bit.
Quado straight up juggling.
Zonk quit out again in Dark Room.
Oh no. Alright, let's get some Hollow Ds and some good vibes in chat for Zonk for the Dark Rooms, and actually for Ice as well as they begin to go through Deepness. It's a very difficult part of the game.
So Quado was able to get his charm notch and also the Zote quest done. I got really distracted because there's like a fun little slide. If you dive in that elevator room, you can just like slide off of the slope of the elevator. It's very funny.
I love getting it when you get the inventory drop as well, because you get that inventory drop and then you hit the elevator, you slide right off. It makes a very satisfying thump. All right.
Go Zonk, you got this.
We got this, Zonk.
Oh, Zonk is going top row? Did Zonk already get Tramp? Oh, potentially Zonk's just gonna go grab Tramp Pass now. And
Did Zonk saved Zote yet? No, he also needs to save Zote, so...
Yeah, so Tramp Pass Zote, taking a breather on the dark rooms. Potentially, if she's more familiar with, like, the Galian room, could actually no, that doesn't matter because you still go to the same DPS rooms.
Yeah, top row when you're going between like Trampass and like Galian, like you would in like Ghostbusters, you have to. What a slip. In Ghostbusters, you have to get both Galian and Trampass, and I prefer to get Trampass and then Galian because the dark rooms are easier in that order, but it is faster to go Galian and then Trampass. But in this case, we still have to go to the big room to get Weaver Song, and we still have to go to get the Brum Flame, so...
Yeah.
Mythbusters has a cat extension when... If there's a way to make it, I'll make it. I don't know. I love that show.
Gotta get a Mythbusters route in chat right now.
A Mythbusters run, I don't know what it would be, but it has to have an explosion somewhere. So, bellflies? Forks?
Ooh.
The world is your oyster. Is Quado on what we call the victory lap in traditional ACN? The part where you just get a lot of charms.
This is the shopping split. Both Ice and Zonk are going into the Trampass room, grabbing that Trampass, and then I think both of them will still have to go to Dark Deepness unless Zonk opts to get not Brum Flame. I'm not sure exactly.
I'm not sure how far Zonk got in Dark Deepness because Quado was in Kalos and stuff.
Yeah, me too.
Zonk is heading out, so either he got everything he needed or he's going to opt to get the Grimkin Flame that is inside a fungal core instead of dealing with all that Dark Deepness, and honestly, who could blame them?
Yeah, did Zonk pick up Weaver Song? I don't remember that either. So if Zonk didn't pick up Weaver Song, then I think they're probably gonna do Glowing Boom. And I am pretty sure that she didn't get over to Brum Flame, so I assume it's gonna be fungal core.
At this point, if you're going this deep in Hive, is Glowing Womb faster than getting Hive Blood? It probably is, but I like to cope.
You know, I support having a little nice Hive Blood split here. Also, GG ACN for Quado.
Quado was informing me, and I don't know if this is true. I am not sure that if one of the requirements for this category is that you have to do ACN, then NKG, then GPZ, or if it's just most convenient to do it that way. Because
yeah, I'm not sure either.
I'm not sure. It's not on speedrun.com, and I'm not sure what exactly the quack sheet says. But here we get to see Nightmare King Grim for Quado to get the second part of this speedrun trilogy.
Apparently they do have to be in order.
They do have to be in order. Very interesting. I mean, it makes sense. We do say it in order. Is this why ACNKGPZ would be very difficult, because you kind of have to separate the Gaslight, the Gatekeep, and the Girl Boss?
Yeah. Oops, and Quado shows off the beginning of the fight with that baiting the Bats attack that Nick talked about earlier.
Oh god, getting back in the corner like that and getting out of it unsaved is terrifying.
So but yeah, I think for NKG it's like 5 flukes to the next balloon.
Zonk is getting Hive Blood.
Oh my god, wait, shout out to Zonk. I freaking love Zonk.
Let's go!
So this is now ACNKGPZ Hive Blood, like, oh my god.
We get extra content today.
And I think, yeah, Ice made it through dark. Ooh. Oh my god! Oh my god! Ice was at the very end of that dark room, and then jumped in spikes, and then got respawned at the beginning of it. That's
No.
Also, just to note that Quado is complete overtime, so if he does take a hit, it will be 4.
Oh,
And oh my gosh, he got the
was
skip!
insane!
Let's go!
Insane! GG's NKG% from Quadapine.
GG. Yeah, that was awesome. After the third balloon, it takes 4 flukes to kill, and so if you have a full soul container and a balloon, like, you can just kill NKG there. Very nice.
It hurts my soul just a little bit that Quadapine can get ACN and NKG in about the same time it takes me to get 1. And did he just wiggle in front of Elderbug for no reason?
No, yeah. So he did a early control there. I think like
I get it.
Green
Okay.
nail, whatever. So you can like C-dash earlier, but since you have to sit on the bench, you have to wait, or else you'll get storage.
You can I remember you can accidentally get bench storage. I thought he was just like essentially teabagging on Elderbug for no reason. But Zonk getting high blood, not predicted, but I love it anyway.
You love to see it. And Quado here is going up on GPZ. The goal here is literally just like pound flukes into GPZ and hope that you get good enough RNG that you can just spam flukes. Like,
if you get bad RNG for GPZ, this fight becomes very hard. If you get good RNG, it's actually very easy.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. GG from Quadapine. And the question remains, will he continue fighting GPZ through multiple levels as we watch the other two do their trek?
This like routing on the fly by Zonk is so good. I'm like so impressed.
I am also happy. I'm so happy that Zonk and I thought of the same thing, and for Hive Blood.
Yes, actually, I wonder if he like heard you and was like, yes, I'll do this for next. If so, we'll ask later during the interview.
Zonk, if you did it for me, let it be known that I will remember it forever, and I appreciate it. I love Hive Blood. Hive Blood % was my first category extension, so it's near and dear to my heart.
Looks like we are getting levels of GPZ on Quado's side, while our other runners continue on their runs. Oh my gosh, how many times can I say run in this sentence?
I know.
So Zonk is going to be making her way over to Hollows. And yeah, I don't know when you would go to Fungal 4 for this. Probably just like at the end, like
maybe
on like a Sally, or like you bench at Hot Springs and then go to Fungal and then save quit and then go to Sally, maybe? I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Zonk is...
I don't know. What Zonk is proving to me that there is a route of this category that I can do, because it has minimal darkness.
We love that. Yeah, Zonk showing off the wings version of this acid skip, while Ice shows off this really fun left side climb that's only doable when you have wings.
It's so nice. I prefer wingless hive movement, but it is satisfying. I can't deny that it is very satisfying. Oh, Big B being a bully. At least we do have wings. Without wings, you have to reset the room there. Or maybe you don't have to, but it would require some B pogos, and who wants to deal with B pogos?
Yeah, in that room when you don't have
no!
Oh.
I was just about to say this Grimkin is scary sometimes, and
the screen has been resized, but that's okay. I'm sure our good old rich streamer Noodles will fix it. Shout outs to them for streaming the entirety of Meme Day. And Zonk did get hit by Adam and Adam adjacent enemies.
Adam and his friends. Can't believe Adam and his friends would do this to us.
We do get to see the fun little like climb up here in Hive. Oh yeah, and what I was saying was in that room that under the Grimkin, when you don't have wings, a lot of runners will kind of like bait the bee to hit early so that the bee doesn't destroy one of the platforms.
Yes. I know that I like to bait that bee down so that it doesn't destroy platforms because it matters a lot more when you don't have wings. But if you do have wings, like, it makes sense to just kind of YOLO it.
Ice is fighting the Grimkin. I can't see too well because it's at the bottom of the showable screen, but
Ice's game resized on their stream as
I
well.
see.
Well, looks like we are going to be getting some, we're going to be getting some zoomed-in content from Icefire for the remainder of this run.
Oh, and wait, what level is Quad on? Whatever.
3. There's 3 candles.
Oh, okay.
So this is the 4th one, so GPZ 4.
We do, I mean, honestly, like, the hood is really pretty, so we just get a nice zoomed-in view of the hood. It'll be very nice.
Nice. And yet Zonk once again going through Quado like, or Colo like we Colo like we saw Quado do earlier. If I could speak, perhaps. Oh, Ice doing...
Oh, Ice is resizing, nice.
Nice.
I believe that, so Zonk has Grimchild on.
Oh.
I don't think that Grimchild is on the normal ACN or like ACNKGPZ charm loadout, but like I approve because Steven is motivational support, you know?
Steven is motivational support. The question is, will that affect their soul intake or damage output in any way? Or it's not like the enemies here really stagger or anything that Grimchild can, you know, kind of ruin for us. But if a runner is used to going through Colo a very specific way with a very specific loadout, it becomes very difficult to adjust to even like the slightest change sometimes.
And I think Ice is opting to do the acid skip top route as well, which means that we'll probably see the Hornet cutscene later that I was alluding to that Quado was skipping. Oh, and you're overcharged, so that damage tank is so scary. Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, gosh.
That is just using the respawns when you have wings so that you respawn on the other side of the acid. And farming up soul on this hopper is a good decision in my opinion.
Chat is saying Colorado. Did I say Colorado while I was stammering? Because if I did, I'm sorry.
I was looking through chat, like, who said Colorado? But then it
might have been
one
me.
of us.
I've been known to say some things that I don't mean to say, like Mythbusters instead of Ghostbusters.
You wouldn't get it. Oh, okay.
Okay. Had to be there, I guess.
We clearly weren't there.
No. So, will Ice get bullied by Adam?
Yeah.
Will one of our runners get by without Adam slowing them down in any way, shape, or form? Oh, diving to avoid Adam's rage. No!
Okay. One little stomp isn't the worst.
No, it's not. It lets you, ooh, that's rough though.
Okay, we're fine.
We're fine. Maybe I stopped talking to avoid comms cursing anyone on screen.
Zonk isn't overcharged. Okay, I didn't realize that. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Kalos can be really scary.
Kalos are very scary.
Yeah. And Grozmother is dead, so Zonk will get his own little surprise on what's next, you know? Like... Yeah, I think Quado is still on level 3 here, but that's, I mean, yeah. GPZ just has
can blame him?
more ads and more...
And like once GPZ does this amount of damage, very difficult. But by the time the other runners get finished with the run, will Quado have abandoned or have forced Bretta to move out of Hollow Nest forever? And Zonk completing Hollow.
Gets another charm knock. Love that. Oh, and quits out. Where do you quit out to? I'm not sure. I know in what Quado went down to Kings from here, but I'm not sure. Oh, okay. So Zonkrout still gets the Lurker Idol, which is something that you get
Ooh.
in ACN route.
I don't
Unclear if
know.
you actually need it, but I mean, pay your respects to ACN, you know?
Unsure if this is whose audio is playing, but if it's Zonk's volume warning,
Oh, true.
I also don't know if that is one of the volume things that got fixed in 1.5 or not. I just know that sometimes I'm watching streams and Pale Lurker's scream hurts my ears.
Yeah, I don't think it got fixed. um, yeah,
I
I
know
stood
the
the.
Dream Grass did, but
Oh yeah, yeah, crunchy grass.
crunchy grass.
I did the fun thing on that the previous phase here where you kind of like bait the axe dude heavy fool, I think. I'm not sure. I'm bad at names.
Heavy
To
Fool
like
sounds right.
yeah. But it just like falls off and I love that.
There's the coolest thing about Kalos in just about every category that does them is that they have a very prescribed way of doing them. That is very satisfying when it's done like exactly as it's meant to be. Did Quado just beat GPZ 3,
Oh,
4? Is Bretta
GG
out? Is Bretta out
GPZ3.
of Turpin? Wow.
All right, I
Okay,
think
and he's
on to
still
4.
going.
Let's go.
Would this be 4 or 5? Because I think like the candles like the 5 ones that he's completed. So
I'm not sure.
I don't know. Someone with game knowledge. I lost my round of Hollow Knight Jeopardy, so I don't know.
This is GPZ 5 now, I see.
Okay, great. And the one hit kill.
Just sat on immediately. That's so funny. This phase of Kalo is really nice because those boulders just die with like a Shade Soul pretty easily, and then you can also like gather up Soul. These obbles are kind of annoying, but if they line up well, you just need like 1 or 2 Shade Souls to kill all of them in a line, which is really nice. And then you've got Grud's Mother here. If they line up, then you can just dump. Yep, that was very nice. Just dump all your Shade Souls in.
It
Very,
is so
very
nice
good.
to have some Shaman Shade Souls for that. I will say that Zote present the category that just saves Zote and fights Kalo 1 as fast as possible, where you only have VS. Gruz moms are suddenly very scary. They also have a slightly different hitbox than the Gruz mom that you fight in the regular game.
True. Nick, this is our time. This is our time.
Oh,
it's
yes.
Wait, is it?
Wait, is it? What?
It's what? It was 155. 155.
It was 155, and then he sold that extra idol at the first, so that it would be 154. Another benefit, another thing from the ACN copy pasta. Yes, I would like 154 Geo, please, in reference to how many idols you buy or sell. You don't buy idols.
No, yeah, how many you have at the end, and I'm glad that we did get our 154 moment.
Shout out to Zonk for 154 Geo, please.
Truly. But yeah, so Quado here has completed the ACNKGPZ run and is currently just showing off his skills with fighting GPZ, as our other runners are finishing up. But for the run, you only need to defeat GPZ 1. Yeah. And I think Zonk is... Oh, I think this is when Zonk needs to get Fungal Core Nightmare Crimkin.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Probably.
Doing some dirt myth shopping first, grabbing compass and slide charms, and then I'd assume you like take a middle bench. So I think hot springs bench makes sense. I mean, I don't know. We're routing on the fly
or something
here,
by a stag.
Yeah.
There's Ice getting that Hornet cutscene that Quado avoided.
Yeah, so weird that like your route in Kingdom's Edge makes the difference for that cutscene. So weird.
There's also been ways that people have tried to avoid skipping, avoid getting that cutscene, like getting a skip for it. But it more often than not results in a major glitch. So very few people go for it, and the people who do, when they do inevitably get a major glitch, We make fun of him for it, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little point and laugh as a treat. We don't actually want to hurt anyone's feelings.
I think, yeah, I know Zonk's listening, so maybe they either thought of this themselves or they're like, oh, Chris is so smart, I'll listen to her. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, this is some routing on the fly here. Zonk, it did not go get Brum Flame because Dark Deepness is a bully, so we'll be heading on over to Fungal Core to grab the Nightmare Grimkin there.
Also, that's to Zonk for splashing the bugs in the hot spring for a hot second, because, of course, you should do that every single time those bugs are sitting there.
Absolutely. That's a rando bingo goal, yeah.
I don't know. I just learned recently that those bugs only appear there after you get Claw, but their Dreamnail dialogue talks about Kahlo, I'm pretty sure. Did Quado just beat another GPZ?
I think so, and also it seems, I guess, like, we missed it, but Zonk only bought one Fragile Charm the first time through here and had to come back for Fragile Charm cleanup.
I mean, I know that traditional ACN gets Fragile Charms close to the end, so this might have been, like, written into the route somehow. I'm not sure. But either way, it's convenient for us now because it means that we can get both on the same fungal trip, since we need to get that Grimkin Flame.
And I think Ice is on their way over to Salubra. It is infected because I think of Wings is what infects our Crossroads, so we do have to go around. Oh wait, Epogo again? You have Claw and Wings.
I think Zonk was just trying to flop. Epogo with Wings and Claw, totally required skip.
And Ice is mashing like they've never mashed before. GG ACN for Ice will be making their way on over to NKG.
So much fun. I love the boss fights at the end here. They're two of the like more entertaining boss fights, though. I personally could go without the flukes, but
wait, was Ice under on Gia? Oh god, don't die. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't checking their Geo, but they probably were under on okay, not GG ACN. Wow. Almost GG. Here we are.
GG ACN. Oh my god, we didn't say that earlier.
And GG Nightmare Grimkin for Zonk. Oh, that's so fun. We got to see all 4 of the options for Nightmare Grimkin. Love that.
I'm so happy. Quado beating GPZ once again.
Oh my god, what is he even on now?
I don't know.
We do get some nice C-dashes from Zonk's side, which is really nice, because normal ACN has some really fun C-dashes through Crossroads, but in this run we don't get to see them as much.
Yeah, we're also infected, changes a lot. Oh, yes. Ice heading into NKG.
Let's see how their fight goes. I'm not sure if they go for the baits on the, I don't even know what to call it, but yeah, like when trying to get
on the uppercut.
Back. Yeah,
the bait on the uppercut too. I'm not sure. I mean, the benefit of that, like I said earlier, the benefit of that is that you're going to be able to have more damage opportunities on the bat attack than you would on the uppercut. Another benefit is that it can save you from what is referred to in the industry as a war crime. A war crime is when NKG traps you against the wall and then does the uppercut attack. Without Wings, the only way to avoid that is by either baiting that attack out of NKG, or by doing a full height jump and then like 2 parries, something like that.
Yeah.
They're very hard to avoid. So I know some people use those baits to avoid getting war crimed because it's one of your only ways out of that situation. But we have Wings, so I think that also lets you kind of get out of there a little more scot-free.
Ice is opting to do this overcharmed as well, which is scary since NKG is already a double damage fight, but they've gotten to the first balloon here.
When you're on this low of health though, it's the difference between being able to do this by taking like one, by getting hit once, and the ability of being able to do this by getting hit twice. So it's not a whole lot of difference, all being said, being overcharmed versus unovercharmed, and it also lets you get a lot more soul collection, because you do have to sacrifice notches for Grimchild, sadly.
Yep. So GG ACN for Zonk. Zonk is deciding what charms to put on. They are not running a flukeful route, which means we get to see some NKG percent strats here. Zonk is an avid NKG percent runner.
Yes,
but you get a lot more charms in this fight. I think that she put on Fragile Heart, I'm assuming, and is overcharmed, which is always fun.
Wait, she put on Heart? Or
I think so.
Strength? I'll have to wait until the HUD shows up.
Yeah.
How much health she has.
I know it was a Fragile Charm, I'm not quite sure which one.
Watch me. No,
it was
strength.
Okay, acceptable.
Or she put on greed and just wants money. I don't know.
Yeah, money from NKG. Ooh,
yeah,
that was
you know, the dream boss that you definitely get money and or essence from.
But yeah, so Zonk's fight's a little different from Isis here. The goal is, yep, there we go, beating that Bath attack because you can get a Shapeful double there, and getting Shapeful doubles is the goal. Ice finishing up their fight, very, very nice.
Beautiful. Was that first try for Ice, or did they take it down?
Oh, it's
beautiful.
So fun to see runners just like, nope, you're not uppercutting me today. Like, it's so scary.
It's
you just
so
like get
cool.
in his face.
Also, like, even with all of the route differences, it's cool that we had a little bit of Ice and Zonk in the same endgame fight at the same time. It just goes to show that, like, sometimes your speedrunning routes can have a lot of different options and still be, like, comparable with each other. Oh, such good damage rotation on that. That is, for Zonk on, NKG.
Yeah.
That pillar's attack is amazing for soul collection and damage rotation.
You have to really practice it though, and you can tell that Zonk is very practiced at this fight.
Yeah, Zonk in their element for sure. Oh, baiting those attacks.
So good. I know Zonk also will go for double Shade Souls on the stagger, which is also really interesting because there's like a max of I think 50 damage, yeah, that you can get in that phase. But I mean, if you can get that full 50 in, that's still better than not. And you have so much soul because in this fight in particular, because
don't get warped.
25 charm. Okay, that was okay, that was like textbook right there at the end.
Beautiful. Almost getting war crimed and then avoiding it with a bait into ending the fight, which is glorious.
GG NKG. Ice is in the GPZ fight. Again, you're just trying to get as many.
Unfortunate death, but GPZ is a bully, kind of canonically, so.
I don't think there's even really like a good healing opportunity for GPZ. So doing it overcharmed and just like pounding flukes is definitely the goal. Try not to get hit.
The only healing opportunity you would have would be in staggers, but even during staggers, if he has any ads out, you're just kind of screwed.
Yeah, for Zonk's fight, since they're not using flukes, I think it's just Nail Cancel City. Typically in the GPZ percent fight, you have Nail... Oh, okay. In the classic one, pre-Slope Ball, you would have like Nail 2 and VS, no Shaman Soul. So it's just Nail Cancel, you know, just use all that damage, and so I think that's going to be similar strats to what.
The nice thing about this being an ACN run is that these runners have they have dive, so they have iframes that they can kind of abuse if needed, which helps a lot for GPZ. It's generally what you would do if you had full spells. You would just D-Dark the hell out of him, but doesn't do a lot of damage, but at least saves our runners some hassle. Also, Zonk, shoutouts for bringing Child in, and that's... Wait, no, that's not GG. That is just a stagger.
That's so funny. We both thought it was the end. Oh my gosh. The Child
like
deserves
a long stagger
to be here. We love Steven.
It is like bringing Child into the end of P5 boss order, doing like Radiance with Child. It's just kind of like, well, you're here, so you might as well come along for the ride. And
GG.
that's GG. Beautiful done. Beautiful job with a beautiful reroute. Good job, Zonk. And now we get to watch ice.
Also, I love how you mentioned the P5 boss order because I know that Zonk is running the last segment in the P5 boss order relay tomorrow for Team Board.
Will?
And
there's the kill.
Yep.
Oh,
the GG for ice.
GG for ice.
Yay!
Very
okay,
cool.
GG's to all of our runners. That was such a good showcase. We'll see if any of them want to come in here for an interview. But yeah, that was such a fun showcase. There were different routes being shown, some routing on the fly being shown.
Yes.
Love to see it. A good showcase for just some really awesome meme categories. ACNKGPZ % is not on the category extensions board, but if we get more runners, you know, it could.
You never know. It is on the category extension page, otherwise known as the meme sheet, otherwise known as the quack sheet. No matter what you call it, it's a Google sheet that keeps track of these categories that don't have a good amount of runners or are fairly new, and it helps us determine what actually gets put on speedrun.com.
Oh, is Ice doing GPC too? That's so good.
Let's go, Ice. Mad respect. Still waiting to see if our runners are gonna come in for any kind of interview.
Yeah, I think Zonk's Discord issues may have been coming up right now, but we'll see. You know, technical issues will always happen. Ice is not going to be interviewing, which is very fine. We'll get to see some GPZ gaming.
Be sure to if you don't already, go check out each of these runners, follow them. They're all very cool, very talented, and staples of the meme community, all of them. And it's been a pleasure watching this race between all of them. Oh, do we have a Quado? And a Zonk.
Welcome.
Yes, we do.
Welcome. How was that?
That was an experience! Yeah.
Zonk,
I don't know what happened, but it sure happened. Yes.
You did so amazing considering that you just agreed to do this race, what, 8 hours
That's
ago?
Yeah.
Thank
You did amazing, and also your rerouting was spectacular, and it...
Yeah, so I've done those dark rooms a grand total of 2 times in my life.
Oh my.
The one time was when I did this run for the first time. I did them all first try because I just had a whole bunch of NKG% muscle memory and it just worked. The second time was like half an hour before this event, and I was struggling, and so I was a little nervous. Anyway, so yeah, I was just like, you know what? If I can't do these dark rooms, I will do as much content as I possibly can.
And we love you for it.
Yeah,
I will always remember this. When I was
and
just
thank you for the suggestions as well. I would probably not have thought of fighting Hive Knight if it weren't.
Was that for Nyx? Oh my
Zonk,
gosh.
Hive Knight is always on my mind, so I definitely appreciated it, and I'm sure that our viewers appreciated it as well.
I gotta watch this back, clearly.
Yes.
Absolutely, it was great.
Great. Also, Zonk, you provided a route of this category that I can try now because I'm not trying those dark rooms either.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the other issue is that this route is just a thing I wrote up 6 months ago.
Right.
Ran once, apparently forgot that it didn't work in several places, and then just decided to run it again for this without running it in the meantime. So yeah.
Yeah. Lily just asked who decided
something maybe.
Who decided to combine these categories? Who was the first? I know that the conversation about combining these and the actual running of this were 2 separate things, but who was the first to run this combination of categories? Do we know?
As far as I know, I was the first one to run it.
Well, let's go.
We love that.
Which is also part of why my route sucks.
Which is fine.
Okay, that is okay. I was the first runner of GGG. That means, and that route back then had C-Dash, so very different speedrun.
So Quado, I can't help but notice that your time on the timer is a 103. Isn't that a PB?
It's actually a really big PB. It's
Yeah,
almost
that was an
2
insane
minutes, right?
run.
Insane.
Yeah, so like with NKG, I got like balloon skip in practice a total of like 5 times.
Mhm.
I was really happy that I managed to do it in this run. Because it's super risky
That's
to go for.
amazing.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I gotta watch back your
yeah,
part too.
everything, well,
And I
basically
gotta see
everything
what
went
Ice
right
is doing.
this run. Like
Um,
it was a really good run.
Yeah.
I know they're not here right now, but it's also worth noting that this is also a PB for Ice. As far as I'm aware, their time on the meme sheet was a 133. So this is also a
Hey.
PB for Ice. So
Also,
GG's
yeah.
to them.
GG's.
And this is actually only a minute off my PB, which again was
Very
the first
good.
run I ever did. And I was 6.5 minutes ahead at Sports Room.
Oh my god.
Aw.
So right before going into Deep Nest.
Hey, Deep
But you
Nest
know,
is a
some stuff
bully.
happened.
You know, it counts. We got a 3-way PB in a marathon / showcase. That is great.
Lily
Oh,
asked me
Very
what
cool.
GPC I was on. I was up to 8 when I stopped.
Oh
that's
my
nuts.
gosh.
That's
I was
so
happy
good.
you were able to kick out Bretta, but
Yeah.
getting
Very nice.
very good
Couldn't
job,
quite
runners.
make it to 10, sorry. Me and Ice should have died to NKG and GPZ a few more times to get
I've
you
never
there.
gotten past 8 though. It gets quite hard.
But yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I believe all
I
of
mean,
y'all had first try NKG, so that's awesome because that's not an easy
Yeah, I was
fight.
running
Yeah. If I
And
was on
No.
good pace, I would have thought twice before overcharming, but
yeah,
you
all of y'all
you gotta have
overcharged.
the content.
Zonk, your NKG was masterful and chef's kiss
Thank
to
you.
it.
Thank
Because
you.
I can just tell that it has the finesse of an NKG runner, and I aspire to have an NKG fight like that.
You can watch me do the exact same fight again with less soul tomorrow.
Beautiful. A great way to shill for HK6 year non-meme day tomorrow.
Yes.
With the P5 boss order relay. Oh, and that begs the question. Maybe this gives us a teaser for tomorrow, so you don't have to answer. But I couldn't help but notice that you kept Child on when you went to GPZ. Will you keep Child on tomorrow for Radiance?
That is the plan, yes.
Oh,
Yep.
beautiful. Gotta bring the child.
Gotta bring the child.
Yeah.
Or
I did not
Steven,
mean
as
to
I
have
called him
Child
for this
on
run.
Kahlo, but it happened. I just forgot to bench and get Pale Lurker Idol beforehand.
Oh
Hey.
yeah, I noticed that, but that's okay.
Moral
The child deserves.
support.
Yeah, but I
Steven.
heard you talking about how like, oh, the Kahlo runners, they have all the patterns memorized and any little change can throw them off, and I'm like, I no.
It depends on what you're used to, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But-
Yeah, you got
Beautiful. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
They might have disconnected a bit. We'll wait for Zonk to rejoin. Ice, if you are in chat and have anything else that you'd want to say, feel free to chat. Your run was also great. I know that you forgot the Resting Grounds Grimkin and had to go back after like entering the Grim fight, and you were like, oh no, but it was also a great run for Ice.
And shout outs to both Ice and Zonk. Like the plans for this race have been changing quite a bit over the past day and a half. So both runners kind of going in maybe with a little bit less prepared than we all want to be. But y'all did amazing nonetheless.
Yeah, shout outs to last minute races. And also Nick's coming in last minute as well.
Oh, that is right. I was a backup commentator for this, so and I made the 3-person background for the restream
like right before. Shout out
Yeah.
to Nick. Quada, do you have anything that you'd like to say about your new PB?
I'm really happy with it. Shout outs to Ice for like routing the flukes out of this and like convincing me to do it, because I was reluctant at first, but I got dragged into it. And yeah, I'm glad to put on some content.
It was a great showcase.
Very great showcase.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah, GG's.
I'm so glad I was able to do this. Thank you.
We're so happy to have you. And I was happy to get to see you run this category with these two.
Yeah, it was awesome also that we got Quado to show the true mastery over over the category, and then GPZ again at the end.
To be
To
fair, I
go
also
along
think
with
Quado got the
my
most prep time out of everyone here.
Yeah, definitely.
I did.
Quado is correct, though.
yeah.
Very good.
But yeah,
Quado,
if there are no
incredibly
other questions or comments, I think we can wrap it all up and we'll be moving on to the last run of the meme day, which is going to be All Grubs, All Glitches by Blossom. Are there any final words from our runners or Nick?
Thank you, comms.
Yes, thank you.
Woohoo!
These were
You're
wonderful
welcome.
proms.
All
Thank you
right,
to the
thanks.
runners.
Yeah, thanks everyone for running. Thanks Nix for calming with me. Thanks for listening to my voice.
Oh,
and
shout
yeah.
outs to Noodles for the restream all day.
Shout outs
Blessed.
to Noodles.
Huge shout outs.
And let's cheer on Blossom.
Let's go.